Hi everyone. Today we will talk about the McKinsey 7S model, its general idea, and some of its applications. First, the McKinsey and Company is a global management consulting firm. If we briefly talk about its history, it's founded in 1926 by Jameson McKinsey, who is a University of Chicago professor and expert on management accounting. In 1959, the bank management game, an early computer simulation, is developed and file tested with banks. The work is directed primarily towards the problems of the organization of management to compete more effectively and to adapt more rapidly to new situations, which is also a characteristic of agile management. By the early 1980s, the company becomes a global organization. More than half of all McKinsey consultants carry non-US passports. In 2011, McKinsey Analytics is created to provide clients with deep support in designing, creating, and maintaining big data models to inform critical business decisions. In 2013, in a Harvard Business Review article, Professor Christensen concludes that a thriving McKinsey is consciously disrupting itself by innovating to meet the rapidly evolving needs of clients, which emphasizes agile management once again. In 2020, COVID-19 changes everything around the world. Quickly shifts to remote and hybrid working and focuses on supporting people. Now I will briefly talk about the goals and values of the company. First, its goals: to help clients make distinctive, lasting, and substantial improvements in their performance. Then, to build a great firm that attracts, develops, excites, and retains exceptional people. And finally, helping create positive, enduring change in the world. And then to adhere to the highest professional standards. Now its values. Firstly, to adhere to the highest professional standards, like putting client interest ahead of the firm's, maintaining high standards and conditions. Then to improve clients' performance significantly by following the top management approach and using their global network to deliver the best firm to all clients. And finally, to create an unrivaled environment for exceptional people by being non-hierarchical and inclusive, sustaining a caring meritocracy, and embracing diverse perspectives with curiosity and respect. And now I'll talk about the overall idea of this model. When introduced in the 1970s, the 7S framework was a big change in thinking about organizational effectiveness. Previously, the focus of managers was on organizational structure, like who does what, who reports to whom, and things like that. Then organizations grew in size and complexity, causing the more critical question of coordination. So the McKinsey 7S model was created. It's a tool which analyzes a company's organizational design. The goal is to illustrate how effectiveness can be achieved through the interactions of 7 key elements, which Eymen will talk about in detail. But if we mention these 7 factors, they are strategy, structure, systems, skills, staff, style, and shared values. The focus of the model lies in the interconnectedness of the elements that are categorized by hard assets, which are structure, system, strategy, and remaining one, soft asset, implying that a domino effect exists when changing one element in order to maintain an effective balance. And also placing shared values at the center reflects the crucial nature of the impact of changes in founder values on all other elements. And now Eymen will explain the factors in detail.
Hi everyone. First I want to explain the hard elements, which are strategy, structure, and systems. First, strategy is the organization's plan of action for achieving its goals and maintaining a competitive advantage over its competitors. It's the basically strategy they use to plan their business. Structure is how the company is organized, how the departments are organized, how the teams are structured, and how they manage the system of hierarchy. it includes who reports to whom. And the third hard element is systems, the daily activities and procedures that staff use to get the job done. It's daily things that works in the company. There are 4 soft elements. The first of them is style, the style of leadership. It includes the leadership approach, communication style, and decision-making style of the management team. The second one is the staff, the employees and their general capabilities. It includes the recruitment, training, and development of employees. It includes all of the workers and employees in the company. The third soft element is skills, the actual skills of the organization's employees. It includes the technical and management or interpersonal skills. It is used to determine who or which employee works in which fields. And last of them is the shared values, which sits in the center. And it is the core values of the organization, and it reflects its general work ethic. It's different for each company, and it's very important for each company. It includes company's culture, ethics, and attitudes toward customers, employees, and stakeholders.
Now I want to mention why 7S model was created. The 7S McKinsey model is a strategic management framework was created in the late 1970s by Peters and Waterman, 2 consultants at McKinsey company. And at this time, the traditional approach to strategy development focused primarily on analyzing an organization's external environment, like its industry, market trends, and competitors. However, Peters and Waterman wonder why some organizations succeed while others fail. And to address this gap, Peters and Waterman developed the 7S model as a way to analyze an organization's internal environment, and believe that by understanding and aligning the 7 elements of the model, organizations could improve their performance. And this model became a widely used tool for organizational analysis and change management, and has been used by businesses and government agencies. Although the 7S model is a useful tool for analyzing an organization's internal environment, it has limitations and challenges too. And now I'll talk about the difficulties. Complexity requires a true understanding of each of the 7 elements and how they interact with each other. And this can be challenging. Subjectivity, different people may have different explanations of the same element, and this can lead to inconsistencies in the analysis. There is limited empirical evidence to support its effectiveness, and the model focuses primarily on the internal environment and may not take into account external factors. And managing a true analysis of all 7 elements of the model can be time-consuming. It's important to be aware of its limitations, and organizations should carefully consider their own resources.
Now I will talk about why these 7 factors. The model was based on their experience of working with successful companies and observing what factors contribute to their success. This was the first one. And the second one, they identified 7 factors they believe are critical to organizational effectiveness and success. These factors were chosen because they were interdependent and must be aligned for an organization to function effectively. Third one is the model includes both hard elements and soft elements, like my friend mentioned. By including both types of elements, the model provides a more holistic view of organizational effectiveness. Overall, the McKinsey 7S model is designed as a comprehensive and practical framework for analyzing and improving corporate effectiveness. Now I will talk about differences from other models. Compared to other models, McKinsey 7S model has some unique features. Some of those are a comprehensive approach focuses on internal factors, interdependence of factors, and integration of hard and soft factors. Now I will explain the first one, comprehensive approach. No, can you go back, please? The McKinsey 7S model offers a comprehensive approach to analyzing and improving organizational effectiveness, considering 7 key elements that must be aligned for an organization to function effectively. Second one focuses on the internal factors. The model primarily deals with internal factors that affect organizational effectiveness, such as strategy, structure, systems, and shared values. Interdependence of factors. The model highlights the interdependence of 7 factors it identifies. Each of these factors is important, but they also interact and affect each other. And the last one, integration of hard and soft factors. The model integrates both hard and soft integrate both hard factors such as systems and structures and soft factors such as shared values and style. This integration recognizes that both types of factors are important to organizational effectiveness and must be compatible with each other. Now I will continue with the connection between McKinsey 7S model and Agile. The connection between the McKinsey 7S model and Agile transformation lies in the fact that both approaches recognize the importance of multiple interconnected factors in achieving organizational change and success. For example, in an Agile transformation, the organization's structure may need to shift from traditional hierarchy models to more flexible and cross-functional teams. The systems and process may need to be adapted to support Agile practices, such as implementing Agile project management tools or fostering collaborative communication platforms. Furthermore, shared values and leadership style play a crucial role in Agile transformation. Now, Özge will explain how did they apply the model.
I would like to give the example of the Apple. They applied this model, and I will explain the hard assets of their business plan. First, strategy. Apple follows a differentiation business strategy that places a special emphasis on the product's design, cutting-edge features, and capabilities. The company wants to take full advantage of the first-mover advantage, just as it did with the introduction of the iPod, the first device of its kind that could store thousands of songs and had simple song shuffle functionality, and the creation of the Macintosh, the first computer to have a graphical user interface. As a result, when compared to the competition, Apple goods and services are often more expensive. Additionally, part of Apple's business strategy entails the development of a quasi-closed environment where its varied hardware and software seamlessly sync and function together. The company benefits from this strategy by having high client switching costs and the opportunity to use existing customer relationships to market more goods and services. Also, the company has created a plan to lessen its reliance on the selling of iPhones. This strategy entails placing more emphasis on the company's service divisions and increasing investments in the creation of new goods and services. Manufacturer has made unmatched customer service a key component of its business strategy. Then the structure. Everything centered on Steve Jobs when he was in charge. However, since Tim Cook assumed the position of the CEO in August 2011, Apple organizational structure and culture have changed to give employees at all levels more autonomy for decision making. However, due to the size of the corporation, Apple's organizational structure continues to be essentially hierarchical. Project-based teams are another significant aspect of the Apple's organizational design. Product-based grouping and successful communication between groups and divisions across the entire firm are two key components of the organizational structure. Another crucial component is functionality. The line of reporting and supervision is functional, even though product and project-based teams work well together to improve the bottom line. Senior vice presidents who report to the CEO are specifically in charge of process rather than products, like marketing and engineering. Then, finally, the system. Apple's business operations rely on a broad range of systems, including but not limited to systems for team building, employee performance evaluation, and orientation. The multinational company also depends on business intelligence, knowledge management, and transaction processing technologies. Additionally, compared to other systems, the competitive advantage of the Apple, which is the largest IT corporation in the world by revenue, is built more and efficient new product development systems. In order to avoid compromising their focus, the corporation separates the design teams from the larger company and places design at the forefront of the new product development process. Additionally, Apple's design process doesn't end when manufacturing starts. In actuality, Apple refines the design all the way through production. The product is constructed, tested, and reviewed before the design team makes improvements and a new version is constructed.
Now I will share with you the stages of using the 7S model. The first one is identifying the 7 elements. The company should, or the project, in the project you should first determine identify the 7 elements, which are strategy, structure, systems, shared values, skills, style, and staff. And the second step is to assess the current state of each element. Once we have identified the 7 elements, we should look at each of the elements and look at the state of them. This can be done by gathering data and information from a lot of different sources, such as interviews, surveys, and document reviews. The third one is to identify the gaps and inconsistencies, and we need to determine the gaps and inconsistencies to help us improve and help us get better in those fields. The fourth one is to develop a plan for improvements, so we can fix those places where we need to fix. And this should include specific goals, objectives, strategies, and these are for each element. The fifth one is to implement the plan. We should implement the plan that we developed before. This may involve making changes to the way the organization is structured, or the system it uses, or the skills of its employees. Basically, you can change how we first defined the 7 elements. It can change the definition of the elements for our company or our project. The final stage is the evaluation of results. Finally, we can evaluate the results, and this will help us determine whether the changes that we made before have been effective, or whether we can just improve it further, or maybe we did something wrong. We can just go back and fix it again until it is the way we want it. Thank you for listening, everyone. This is our references. Thank you.